Welcome to Tech Tuesday, presented by Delta Media Group, where we'd like to dedicate this Tech Tuesday to Brad, Janet, Rocky, and Eddie, because they didn't ask for all that. Come on now. They got way more than they were bargaining for. So today, we are going to take a look at setting up or customizing your website in the DeltaNet. Specifically, what we're going to look at here is choosing a website theme that will set the overall look and template of your website, and then just take a look at some of the options available to you on the website modular site design page or modular theme editor page that will allow you to go in and make some customizations to that site as far as colors and, depending on the site, or depending on the template rather, some of the different sections that are available in that template. And I say template, but theme. Technically it is a theme. The old ones were templates. I'll get into that. So, first off, to select your theme, go down here to Website and then down to Site Design. Now, if you don't have those links in your side navigation, as this is customizable per company, you can oftentimes just type Site Design up here at the top, if you spell it correctly. Site Design, there we go. And then we have this Website Site Design, and this will take you to exactly the same page. So here, you can see all of the different designs that are available to you. These are our modular themes, so all of these are mobile responsive, and all of them will adapt to any custom colors and things like that that you do set up for your site. So on the upgrade package, you have this full selection to choose from, but it can depend company to company and what agent package you're on as to which themes you'll actually see available here. But you can scroll down and see all those that are available. Now, all the way down at the bottom, there is an option for your currently active website template. This is a deprecated system for the old website templates. So this is something that's not used anymore. However, if you are using an old templated site, you may still see this section down here. But believe me when I say, these are not the themes or not the templates that you want to use for your website. You definitely want to use something from up here. These are all newer designs, and they're also all modular designs and mobile responsive. So we'll scroll up a bit here and we'll pick. You'll see that there's a basic description of each one to give you an idea of what it was designed for. But try to pay attention to the overall layout. That's going to be the piece that really differs from one template to the next, or one theme to the next. I'm going to keep doing that. And you can see that a lot are very similar. So you just have to look at not the difference in background, not the difference in color, because those are customizable. But for example, see this About Agent section is different here than on this one. You can see this bar at the top is different between these two. So for some of these, the changes are kind of subtle, but that's the kind of thing you want to look out for. So don't worry about what's actually in the navigation. Don't worry about the navigation color or the background image. All those things are customizable to you. So we'll go ahead and select one of these. Let's see here. I always like this one. We'll go with this one. So from here, you can see that there's a little description at the top. And part of this is designed to help you select the right template based on the resources that you have. So it says here, this particular one requires a transparent portrait agent photo that is 300 pixels wide by 450 pixels tall for the best results. And the theme also offers an agent bio, a featured listing section, a sold listing section, for which you want to have a minimum of 5 there for it to look right, and a custom bulleted list and testimonials. So with those items, that gives you an idea that you don't necessarily have to have all of those things to set this theme live. However, it's not going to look quite right without them. And it might look okay. The nice thing is you can load this up, you can switch it back if you'd like. So you can kind of get a look at it beforehand to see if you deviate from that at all, if those deviations are still going to look acceptable on this template. So the next thing we can do here is we have a theme features button. So if I click on that, you can see it gives me some information about this theme, and it's also trying to do a check to see if I have these things set already. So I do have an about paragraph, I have a bulleted list, featured homes, all of these things the system is capable of checking for, and I already have them set up in this account. So they show up with a nice green check mark. The transparent agent photo doesn't have a check mark, it's not green, it doesn't have anything, because the system can't know. It knows if I have a photo uploaded, but it doesn't know if it has a transparent background, just the system has no way of checking for that. So this is just telling you, in addition to the description up here, that you need that for this theme to look as good as it can look. But we don't know for sure if you have it already. So that is what that means. So we'll close that out. Now if I do want to use this theme, I'll click on Preview, and you can see it actually loads up in a new browser tab. And this is my website and what it would look like with my current color settings And you can see I don't have a transparent background image, so it looks kind of goofy there. And also I've chosen some strange colors. I do some testing on this site. But you get the idea here. With my current settings, this is what this website theme would look like if I did set it live. So overall, it's not too bad. And you can see these colors. You know, maybe this kind of salmon color is not something I want to stick with. And I do want to put in a transparent agent background. But other than that, let's say this one looks pretty good. I can also view this in tablet view. Actually looks better in tablet view. With my picture, I mean. And then mobile view. So what the same site looks like in mobile. And we have our little cookies thing there. There we go. And you can even go as far as clicking on these menus to see what that stuff looks like too. So you have a lot of freedom here within this particular preview that you can get a really good idea of what your site is going to look like if it were to be set live. So switch this back to our regular desktop view. And now at this point, if I do want to continue with using this theme, I'll just click on Set Live. And there you go. So that site is now my current theme. And I could just go to my website if I wanted to see it. And the easiest way to do that, well, I could just type in my website address. But if I want to get there through a shortcut, I can go to my profile page, and then there's a preview website button here that would take me, or rather open a new tab that would have my website in it. So there we are, and there's my site loaded up on that theme. So we'll switch back into the DeltaNet here. Now the next thing that I can do is if I go back down to website and go down to modular theme editor, it loads up a variety of options specific to this theme. So you'll notice if you switch between themes that there are a lot of options that are common from one theme to the next, like theme colors is going to be pretty common for the most part. But some of these things are specific to the theme I've chosen. So basically this page lets you interact with anything that is editable on the theme you've selected. So for this one, you can see theme colors. In general, anything that is a color box, I can either type in a hex code here, or I can just click the color, and I have a little color picker, which is quite handy. So all of those color fields will work in about the same way there. If I have an agent header name field, or a header agent name field, not only can I change the name, or change the color of my name as it appears in the header, but I can also remove my name from the header altogether. So right now, hide header agent name as false. If I change that to true, it would actually remove my name from the header here. And it just depends, I mean, on the site you're designing as to whether that makes sense or not. Now this determines what sections appear on this page. Now keep in mind, if I don't have any sold listings, for example, this sold section will not load at all. If I don't have any testimonials, this section won't show up at all. But if I want to change the order of these sections, I can do so in this list. So if I wanted testimonials to come right after my about paragraph, for example, I can just take that from there, we'll paste it in there, put in another comma, get rid of that comma, there we go. So now, there we go. It'll be organized in such a way that it has my about section, and then my testimonials, then the featured listings, then the bullet point section, and then the featured sold listings. And I can reorder this however I'd like. So it's just giving you that much more control over how your website is laid out, if you'd like to have that much control. Next, we can select the background images here. So those background images are designed to run a slideshow. So we'll see if we sit here. You'll notice that this is already not the image it started with. There we go. So it slides over to the next image. If I want to customize the images used in that slideshow, I would do that here. And if I just click the Open button, it opens the Moxie Manager, the file browser that's built into the DeltaNet, where I can then upload new files, or I can use any of the pictures that I have here. And then next, I have the ability to actually label each of the sections. So that featured collage title, that's corresponding to this section here. So if I go to my site and scroll down a bit, see that's the, oh, I don't have any featured listings, that's why. So if the featured listing section was showing up, it would be a collage similar to this, and I could control the heading that shows up above that section using these pieces here. So that was the sold property section. If I wanted to change how that section is titled, I can do that here. And I have that control over each of those sections. So the testimonials section, that contact section. So I can change those headings to whatever I'd like. As we scroll down a bit, we can set a custom background graphic. Now this one is set to a slideshow, and those are already defined here. But on other themes, it might have a single background image, and you would set that here. And you can see actually they're all loaded up in line. So you can see those here. Now in other themes, you can also add video backgrounds. So you would have that ability here as well. Look, we have a nice Halloween background there. So continuing on down, I can also select from our image gallery. So if I don't have images of my own, I'd like to use some gallery images, I can select from those. These are our stock ones. And now this is a gallery of custom images that is curated by the company. So you may have some images here and you may not, but then down here are the Delta image galleries that you can use to select what your background images should be. Now on other themes, instead of using a slideshow, you can also do just a static background image or a background video. Just depends on the theme you're using and what you'd like to set as the background. Next, you can select from different logos to use in the header if there are multiple logos available to you. So this will be the company logo loaded up here. And you can choose from some different options. The main purpose for that is if you do end up choosing a background image that is particularly dark and that's showing up behind the company logo, you could select a light logo so that it shows up better on top of it, and vice versa. This is the same thing for the footer, so you do have the ability to set your footer logo there. And then next you can set your homepage title and meta tags. So what that allows you to do is basically for SEO and for search ranking is why you would use this functionality, but you would set the title of your website, which is what shows up in the browser tab at the top, and it also shows up if your page or your website shows up in search results. Keywords aren't really used much by search engines anymore, but it is a list of comma-separated keywords that relate to the content on your website. It's really just designed to describe your website in kind of a keyword fashion. So as I said, they don't really use, or search engines rather, don't really use them anymore, but it doesn't hurt to put them in. And then last is the meta description. This is just meant to be a human readable description of your website. And this does show up in search results. So that is something that if somebody goes to Google and they run a search and your website comes up as one of the results, the title will be what they click on. The meta description appears below that title to just describe your website. And when you have this all set up the way you'd like, you click Save Changes, and you're all done. So this page is, again, it's very similar. It has a lot of the same options, and the options it does have all work the same way, but you will have different options depending on the theme you choose. So if I go back over to Site Design, and I won't go through each of them in detail, but some of these have an option for like a box links section that appears on the home page. And if you view that section, you can actually set the background image for each box as well as the text and the link title. And it's all described in that modular theme editor. So it is generally pretty easy to work with there. So, as always, thanks a lot for joining me. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to send an email to support@deltagroup.com or give us a call, and we can help you through this or whatever else you need. Thanks a lot.